We are underway in the Women's Championship, and immediately Furness on the front foot. Here's Lois Joel. Little give and go there from Demi Stokes. Incredible return. And played every minute of every game in the Championship this season. Hales tries to spin behind and felt maybe she was fouled in the build-up. Lois Joel, quick feet to Beth Lumsden. Drive an infield run from Stokes. Gregory, who wanted it on the outside, instead nudges back to the captain, Rachel Furness. Tidied up by Blackburn Rovers, and a little bit of pressure relieved for the moment being. Tia Primer unable to gather that in. Here's Greenwood. Trying to fire it forward early, but it's intercepted, and now Blackburn can build. Oh, stolen back. Joel gets there first. Again, really nicely tidied up at the back. Touched forward by Lucy Newell. Here's Murphy. Fizzed over to this near side, and there is plenty of room as well for Hannah Luke. Hung up towards the far post, a little bit too much on it for Primer, but it will fall. Nudged on by Settle. Cross was attempted to come in, but it's well defended, and will happily take the corner off of Rachel Dugdale. Good work again on that far side. Opportunity for the in-swinger then. Right underneath the goalkeeper. Had to be bravely nodded away by Rachel Furness, and it was. Back into the mix by Toland. And volleyed goalwards. Nice pick out, but an easy one in the end for Claudia Moan. Here's Joel dropping deep. Nudged over to Cooper. Floated in towards goal, but skip all the way through. Soper. Out to Newell again. First real sight in a goal then. Fall in the way of the hosts. Nodded away by Furness. Toland just trying to loop it back into an area again. Comes back out. It's fired goalwards. Here's a nice take. Here is Toland. Noble trying to flick it forward for Luke on this near side, who's already starting to venture forward at every opportunity. Cooper. Greenwood once more. There's Lumsden. Patient approach in these early exchanges from Newcastle United. Great feet though from Gregory. Really well defended in the end, and Blackburn can now carry forward. To the feet for the first real time this afternoon we've seen Chloe Williams. Shania Hales wins it back though. Reversed in towards Hales. Here's Wardlaw. Lumsden. Driving it, so it's going to open up as well. Lumsden's going to let fly. Really well defended. Looked like it was Emma Taylor getting across there. Stokes. Wins it back, and Newcastle again on the front foot. Here's Lois Joel. Lumsden. Little clip ball over the top, looking for Joel to carry forward, but again, Emma Taylor in the way. Nicely played out as well. Here's Tia Primmer. Uses Luke on the forward run. Flag was up for offside. Cooper. Wardlaw nudges it inside again to Greenwood, and Newcastle's patient approach. The centre halves do see a lot of the ball. Very accomplished. Nice football inside in general. Here goes Gregory now. Blackburn can play themselves. They just want to try and get a hold of the ball a little bit longer. That weapon that they have in Primmer, and her pace, and Chloe Williams as well is clever off the ball running. Dugdale. Cushion back to Rachel Dugdale from Chloe Williams, but it's unable to be kept in play, and it'll be a Newcastle throw. Greenwood. Here's Lumsden, starting to drive infield again. We've already seen that once, and just wouldn't fully open up this time. Hales is going to ensure that it's swept clear. Wardlaw's throw. Into Shania Hales, who has been kept quiet so far, which will be a positive from a Blackburn Rovers perspective. Cooper. Stokes, nicely done. Gregory gives it back to Demi Stokes. Floats it into a good area. Hales with a header. You know the rest. Brilliant delivery from Demi Stokes. And a really tidy, clever finish from Shania Hales. 13 championship goals this season. An absolute cheat code at this level. Brilliant football, brilliant build-up, brilliant delivery, and a brilliant header to finish it as well. Newcastle United have been patient and pensive in their approach. They are deserving of an early lead. Less than 12 minutes on the clock. Newcastle United 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. A lot needs to be said for the assist, by the way, for Demi Stokes. A really, really teasing delivery. Just asking for someone to get on the end of it, and Shania Hales more often than not does. It's certainly not done by any means, the race for the Golden Boot in the Championship this afternoon. It's got that many opportunities, that many contenders for it. Shania Hales now just one behind. There goes Wardlaw inside to Hales, two behind, I should say, of Izzy Goodwin, who has obviously got a massive game this afternoon for London City Lionesses, as Murphy still bundling through to try and keep something alive. Luke with the throw. Williams has had to come really deep, and in fact, because she's had to come so deep, the flick on that was probably in the area that she would usually occupy ended up going missing. Here's Stokes once more. Greenwood into the goal scorer Hales, whose layoff is too enticing for Tia Primer to give up, and Rachel Furness overzealous into the tackle and gives away a foul. Taylor forward. There's only one other goal in the Championship thus far. Southampton, Charlton goalless. Sunderland, Sheffield United goalless. Birmingham City and London City Lionesses about to kick off, but Durham have taken an early lead against Bristol City. So that will put an end to Newcastle United's slim hopes of finishing third, if results remain that way. Murphy. Lovely way to balance. In fact, it was nicked away by Primer. Scoop ball forward, might get there to Williams. Newcastle felt there should have been a foul on Cooper there, but nothing doing. Here's Ellie Hack, restored to the starting 11 this afternoon, as was Poppy Soper in goal. Noble. Settle, finally able to wriggle clear of the challenge. Murphy's making sure Claudia Moan is awake. And does very well to keep it in play. Furness. Fizzing towards Hales again. Stokes. Long diagonal forward again. I think the hope was that Hannah Luke would be making one of those surging runs forward on this near side, but a little too close to Claudia Moan on this occasion to cause too much discomfort from a Newcastle perspective. Looked like it had gone out of play. It did go out of play. Demi Stokes getting the serenading treatment from travelling Newcastle fans currently. Murphy. Cooper into Stokes. Another good delivery. This time finds Furness. Did well to try and glance it goalwards. Looped wide of the far post. Another good pick out though from Stokes on that left-hand side. Soper. Oh, under pressure, but does really well. Calmness personified, and then Ellie Hack can fire forward. Settle out to Dugdale. Back to Newell. Taylor. Good feet by Noble, but Lois Joel read it perfectly. Lumsden, who's had quite a prolific season herself. 7 goals in the championship from that right-hand side for Beth Lumsden. Stokes. Back into Murphy. It's the give and go, and Gregory and Hales now getting involved. Really well defended though by Newell. Excellent work. Header by Furness, little flick on by Murphy. Greenwood. Greenwood once more. Searching ball, very nearly found Lumsden. It had to be dealt with first by Hannah Luke, and then it was Taylor who could tidy up as well, but it would be a Newcastle throw in a very advanced area. Oh, the foul throw is given. Bit of a collector's item, you don't expect to see those. Greenwood's header forward. Little flick round the corner by Murphy. Joel showed a little bit too much of it to Toland, and Blackburn can again try and play out, but swarmed by burgundy shirts. Furness into Demi Stokes. Oh, it does really well there, Murphy. Superbly done. She's picking up some nice pockets in advanced areas. Emily Murphy been central to everything that's looked bright about Newcastle in this opening 22 minutes. .2 minutes in which they have the advantage, thanks to Shania Hales' 13th championship goal of the campaign. Greenwood scooped back in towards Hales, but it's cannoned off Hales' shin. And Taylor can clear, but not quite the distance in which she'd have hoped. Murphy were searching, delivering it, eventually falls to Gregory. And stands out towards the far post. Murphy was the target again. Trying to work half a yard. Greenwood is there for support, but Murphy's going to do it herself. Now could be the break with Tia Primer. This is exactly what Blackburn wanted. Grass to run into, and Primer can't be caught. Greenwood did ever so well to force Primer wide. That is the danger. That is the quality in which Tia Primer brings to this Blackburn Rovers side. Speed has been such a big part of her game. It's a real asset to this Blackburn side, especially in a game like today when Newcastle are going to try and dominate possession. You're going to have a lot of the ball. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to work quite quickly when you do get possession back. As we're seeing now, that press is an intense one. Freya Gregory back to her feet and being applauded by those Newcastle fans. That's the dugouts. Hales. Wardlaw. Here's Lumsden. Cooper. Now Stokes in advanced left area in which she's provided it for a goal and set up another really good chance, although this time Blackburn find a way to dispossess, and the counter could be on here. And Claudia Moan's come a long way. It was very much the right decision. Here's Wardlaw. into Hales. Lumsden, Hales, Wardlaw goes to ground. A few eyes darting towards the referee, but not too many convinced appeals from either side. And now Primmer's in behind, and the flag has stayed down. Tia Primmer, what a chance this is. Eventually forced wide, and it was a good save in the end. Just kind of lost the momentum in which Tia Primmer really created a wonderful opening and then seemed to lose a bit of conviction. Good opportunity. Two good opportunities in a short period of time for Blackburn Rovers and Tia Primmer in particular. Charlotte Wardlaw in some discomfort from the tackle that some in the Newcastle dugout felt was a penalty worthy. Referee didn't need much time to think about it and act quite quickly. I think it was the right decision from the referee's perspective. More of a coming together than an actual foul. Don't forget, if you are joining us this afternoon on the YouTube TV app, you can elect to use the multi-view this afternoon. 4 games across the Barclays Women's Championship today that you can have your pick of. Gets to this part of the season and already preparations will be well underway and conversations will have been happening. Players that are coming in, players that are going to move on, and plans for next season, thoughts and ideas and ambitions that will be growing day by day. There is still work to be done this afternoon. Still an opportunity for both to leave the season on a high. A season where there has been plenty of positives to take. Certainly from a Newcastle United perspective, you know, there was always going to be huge commitment from the club to establish themselves at this level. They've got ambitions and hopes of playing higher in the not too distant future. Well, this season they've certainly made their mark, and there'll be plenty that have taken note that Newcastle United are going to be a side that will be competing at the top of the Championship in seasons to come. Gregory might be in behind, unable to keep it in play. Did take a bit of a whack heading into the advertising hoardings did Freya Gregory. Another one who's thankfully able to just brush it off. Lumsden, lovely little back heel. Here's Lois Joel. Lumsden's going to get it again. Delivery by Wardlaw. Swept clear only as far as Joel. Lumsden trying to work half a yard to get the shot off. Has to be patient, has to go back to Greenwood. Wardlaw again. Joel again. Really well defended by Blackburn Rovers again. Finding a way out is easier said than done, and they do concede the throw-in. Wardlaw. Hales. Good delivery in, but Shania Hales is probably the player that you'd like in the centre of the box on that occasion, and Hales was the one involved in the build-up, so it does amount to nothing. Really strong tackle from Demi Stokes. Well, there is plenty of experience, as we all know, in this Newcastle team. Plenty of experience of playing at the highest level, never mind the second tier of English football. Volleyed forward, but nobody in blue and white able to regain that. Cooper, back to Greenwood. There is Wardlaw. Fired forward for Murphy to chase, and Murphy will catch it. Lovely slide ball inside to Lumsden. The back heel on this occasion didn't come off, and Noble under pressure, but does find a way out. And here is that outlet again, that release in Tia Primer. Williams inside. Disappointing end to that passage of play, sadly, from a Blackburn Rovers perspective. Here's Joel. Furness. Cooper again. Greenwood to the midriff of Noble, and Blackburn can play out. Forced all the way back to the goalkeeper, but safety in numbers is certainly a comfort for Blackburn Rovers currently, although I say that, and again, here comes that Newcastle machine. Keep coming. Murphy this time clips it in towards Lumsden. Brings it down brilliantly. Lovely spin as well, and Taylor with an inch-perfect tackle. A tackle that had to be inch-perfect. Gregory with the corner. Official just checking it is still in the quadrant. Oh, it's right underneath the goalkeeper. It's a good punch, but not fully clear, and Furness has swept it back into an area. Gregory unhappy with the connection. Sort of scuffed it into the ground, did Freya Gregory. Neil. Soper forward. Final 10 minutes of this first half. A first half in which the difference has been Shania Hales with a really, really clever header. After a brilliant delivery from the player on the ball, now Demi Stokes, although she has given it away to Tia Primer, who on the other side has been Blackburn's most lively attacking outlet. had a couple of opportunities that perhaps, looking back, will feel that maybe should have done better with. Stokes into Joel. Cooper did well, and Primer is penalised for the push. There's not been too many goals across the Championship this afternoon. As Shania Hales, of course, who's scored the breakthrough goal here, and Durham are still a goal to the good against Bristol City, but Southampton, Charlton goalless. Sunderland, Sheffield United still goalless, as is Birmingham and London City Lionesses, which obviously kicked off 15 minutes after we did. As we ebb towards half-time, a very even game. Newcastle with majority of possession. Blackburn have had a couple of good opportunities, a good sighting or two at goal, mainly through counter-attack and mainly through Tia Primer. Plenty for Simon Parker to be pleased with. Plenty for them to take encouragement from as well. And likewise, Becky Langley will feel that her side have been in control of the game, and barring a few momentary lapses on that counter-attack, have been good value for their lead. Stokes, who has been instrumental in that Newcastle lead. Cooper. Greenwood steps forward. Searching pass was intercepted, and Newcastle do win it back high up the pitch. Murphy. Cooper. Swept out to Stokes. Cooper this time searching a little longer and finding Murphy brilliantly. Murphy drags it towards the byline and goes out for a Newcastle corner. Well defended by Hannah Luke. Taken quickly though. Lumsden back to Gregory. It's going to open up here for Freya Gregory. Let's fly! And it's a really good stop by Poppy Soper. Furness slid into the path of Cooper. Now Greenwood. Murphy. Clip ball out to Stokes. Gregory tried to spin and run away, but Dugdale in the way. Let's have a look at that chance then from Freya Gregory a minute ago. Caught it brilliantly. It's a really good stop. Williams. Cooper into Greenwood. Stokes. Lovely little layoff. Furness. Really nice build-up play again. Stokes and Furness linking up. Newcastle captain. Full of ambition after scoring last weekend. Little nudge forward now, and Murphy could be in. Hack's come across. Somehow Murphy did find a way across goal, but just a little bit too close. Poppy Soper in goal. Good showing from the goalkeeper, who was brought in to replace Alex Brooks, who's named amongst the substitutes this afternoon. Stokes. Little give and go again. Joel tried to reverse the pass back into the path of Demi Stokes, who's making a forward move, but Blackburn can now carry forward. Noble does really well to lay it off to Toland, and now Taylor. Inside to Ellie Hack. Now a bit of space for the Blackburn captain. Well defended by Greenwood, and it will be a Blackburn throw. Dugdale with the throw. Stokes just nudging it out. Here's Luke. Primmer's in behind. Cooper just steps across brilliantly. We're looking at 3 added minutes at the end of this first half, so not too much left in this first 45 for either team to affect. Blackburn will probably go in fairly pleased with their showing as well. Despite being behind, there's been plenty to take promise from, especially, I'm sure, the game plan of trying to hit Newcastle on the counter, but that could all change if Newcastle find a way to get a second before half-time, as Murphy nods behind. Fourth official just confirming 3 minutes added at the end of this first period. Soper forward. Really powerful header from Cooper all the way back, and Murphy might get there, and Ellie Hack bravely leaned in to ensure that Murphy didn't have a free run at goal. Williams. Dugdale's throw. Rachel Dugdale will get another opportunity now, another 10 yards forward. Stolen back, and now Gregory. Murphy. Can Newcastle fashion one more chance in this half? Murphy might go alone. Really well defended. Had to get back, had to get goal side, and did. Hales, little layoff, finds Gregory. Hung up towards the far post, towards Murphy's header. Really nice move again. Emily Murphy was central too. Delivery hung up, and the header's not a bad one. Kind of sandwiched by the two Blackburn defenders, which sure made the chance twice as hard. Here's Taylor. Reverse pass, tries to find Luke, although again this Newcastle swarm. Noble does really well. Williams. Well, it's intercepted again, and now an opportunity for Settle. Nudged outside, here is Dugdale, tries to get the cross in early. Headed away by Greenwood. Joel. Lumsden. Oh, and the header behind. Newell can tidy up. Everybody's kind of awaiting the referee's half-time whistle, which does come now. A half in which there hasn't been a huge amount between the two teams. The only difference maker is the player in the centre of the shot right now, number 7, Shania Hales. As so often on her day, a difference maker, a brilliant header that has given the visitors, Newcastle United, a slender but a good lead at half-time. Blackburn Rovers 0, Newcastle United 1. Lumsden, Murphy and Gregory in behind Shania Hales, who's leading the line still. We are underway for the second half, the final 45 minutes of the Barclays Women's Championship season. Don't forget, if you are watching through the YouTube TV app, you can take advantage of the multi-view. 4 games going on this afternoon that you can have a little flick through and have a little watch of. Not been too many goals in those 4 games. Currently, it's Durham a goal up against Bristol City. Obviously got Newcastle a goal up here at Blackburn Rovers, and then the other 2, Southampton and Charlton, and Sunderland, Sheffield United goalless, as is Birmingham City and London City Lionesses, which is also goalless and 15 minutes behind our start time. Here's Cooper. Greenwood. Wardlaw coming inside and finding Furness. Here's Murphy. Oh, a little bit under pressure, and Williams has won it back. Gregory could be in. Well defended. It's been an impressive showing as well from Lucy Newell on the right-hand side of that back 3. against Freya Gregory, although nearly cursed the commentator there. He nearly gave it straight to Shania Hales. A little grimace of a smirk on the face of Ellie Hack as Blackburn do escape without any repercussions from that. Stokes' throat. Lovely spin from Gregory. Pulled back by Dugdale and wanted to play on. The ball was moving anyway. Lovely bit of trickery though. Quick feet to work half a yard and escape out of what looked like a cul-de-sac. Greenwood. Unable to keep it in play is Ray Gregory. Primmer has it stolen away though by Cooper. Lumsden. Fired forward and Joel's on the end of it. Fizz it across goal towards Hales. Somehow kept out. Really good save by Poppy Soper and then swept to safety by Rachel Dugdale. Really good save. From point blank range, Hales does ever so well. Goalkeeper gets enough on it. Really good stop. Beth Lumsden, who's going to come across to the opposite side to take this corner. Played short. Stokes going to swipe it towards the far post and nodded behind for another corner. Gregory this time taking the corner, taking duties. Again, short, this time to Wardlaw, who's going to try and create the same mischief at the far post that Demi Stokes did, but on this occasion, Blackburn deal with it nice and quickly. Gregory taken immediately. Here's Lumsden. Half a yard now for Gregory to deliver. Joel, eventually volleyed clear by Taylor. Here goes Newell. That's a lovely ball through as well. And eyes nearly lit up if you were Tia Primmer. A couple more yards on that and she'd have been through on goal. Lovely first touch by Furness. Greenwood. Cooper. Oh, lovely little nutmeg by Joel. Well defended, and now Blackburn might be able to break. Newell carrying forward, Primmer and Williams ahead. Slides it in towards Tia Primmer and just gets caught underneath her feet. Claudia Moan can slow things down. Stokes. Cooper. Oh, it's a searching ball. It's a lovely pick out as well. Here's Gregory. Towards the far post. Oh, and it's a brilliant finish. A wonderful goal from Freya Gregory. Long diagonal pass, picked her out. And she picked out the far post. Loops over the top of the goalkeeper. An excellent finish. Newcastle firmly in command. Brilliant goal from Freya Gregory. Second goal of the season for Newcastle United. Second goal of the afternoon. And surely a giant step towards 3 points to finish the season off for Becky Langley's side, who have travelled well, travelled in their number as well in support. Bremer's not going to give up, so Cooper's going to have to deal with it. Little nod back to Moan is a comfortable one. Joel. Here's Cooper. Fizzed out to the goal scorer, Freya Gregory. Greenwood. A little bit behind Charlotte Wardlaw, but Newcastle able to keep a hold of it still. And Cooper stepping forward. Picking out Murphy. Can't quite keep it in play. Emily Murphy. Here's Joel. Slide ball into Murphy, who goes down. Not too many appealing for a penalty nor a foul either way, actually, because it's left Hannah Luke in some discomfort. Rachel Dugdale leading the team talk. Let's have a little look at the second Newcastle goal this afternoon then. Lovely, long, searching ball from Cooper. Really nice pick out. Perfectly weighted. And then Gregory feints to go one way, goes the other, clips it towards the far post. Finds the far post. Really, really nice finish. It's one of those where a winger kind of puts it into an area knowing it's either going to cause an issue, put it on a plate for someone else, or nestle in the far corner like it did. Newcastle preparing a double change. Jasmine McQuaid and Olivia Watt are the two that are being given their final instructions. We're hearing it might be Hannah Greenwood, one of the players departing. Here's Furness, hung up towards the far post. Oh, Lumsden came a long way, unable to make any contact on it, and it's hurried clear. Joel. Furness. Oh, it's fallen to Gregory. Really well defended again by Newell and kept in play. And Dugdale wins the throw-in. Now there will be that Newcastle double change then. Which will see Hannah Greenwood depart for Olivia Watts. And also Beth Lumsden being replaced by Jasmine McQuaid. And the change for Blackburn Rovers as well sees Ellie Noble depart for Jemima Dahu, who is one of the three changes coming into today's game. Started last weekend in the 4-0 defeat to Portsmouth. Furness just nudges it out of play for another Blackburn throw-in. Oh, and it's straight into the path of Murphy. Might try and get the shot off. Instead, waits for reinforcements. One being Joel, hung up to the centre of the area. And shielded behind for a Newcastle corner. Well defended at the far post by Rachel Dugdale. Gregory hung up to the far post, nodded behind. It will go out of play, will it? Just about, for another Newcastle corner. An hour gone. Newcastle 2 to the good. Goals from Hales and Gregory. One in each half. Thrown towards the far post and nodded in by Cooper. It's Deanna Cooper who leans around the back of the goalkeeper and nods into the back of the net from the narrowest angle. It's a really good header. Player that's chipped in with a couple of goals already this season, Deanna Cooper. It's a really, really good header. Already a highest ever score in the season. And now just extending that. 3 times WSL winner with Chelsea. One of those players, the experience that Newcastle want to add, the quality that Newcastle have added. And the reason that many are anticipating that they will be very much amongst the title challenge and the conversation in seasons to come. McQuaid tried to slide it in. Dahu. Flick ball forward, and here goes Primmer. Up against Cooper. As Williams on the overlap, just a touch behind the on-rushing Chloe Williams. Murphy. Stokes. Stokes clipped forward. Here's Hales. Oh, really nicely done. Gregory stood up towards the far post. Oh, it was flicked behind by Luke at the far post. Gregory to Murphy. Joel towards the far post again, and Furness is going to be first to it. Wardlaw clipped outside to Gregory. Comes inside and gets the shot off as well. Hales, little flick round the corner. Murphy's a few yards from making that one a contested effort. Little nudge outside to Joel. Cooper. Cooper again with that long searching diagonal. Oh, and Soper spilled it. It will head forward and cushioned into her own path brilliantly from Tia Primmer. Needs support and has that in the way of Williams, who's barged over. Foul in a good area for Blackburn to attack now. Blackburn now making a change of their own, and one of their top goal scorers this season, Farrah Crompton, going to come on to offer an additional attacking threat in place of Macy Settle. Here comes the delivery. Who stood up towards the far post, all the way through to Hack. Taylor, Newell, Primmer, somebody trying to get an effort. A goal, and it's a really good hit. And it's a good save from Claudia Moan as well. Eventually comes out to Williams, who catches it really well. And it is a good save from Claudia Moan, forced to tip it over. Dahu with the out-swinging corner. Referee just wants a little word with Hannah Luke and Lois Joel. Here comes the delivery. Hung up towards the far post. Really good stop by Mona again. And it was Gregory doing her defensive work and charging down the effort that followed. Headed away by McQuaid. Taylor back across goal, but Stokes is first and second favourites to that almost. So much time to get there first. Demi Stokes. Cooper. Like again, she was winding up that long diagonal that has proved very profitable for Newcastle this afternoon as Farrah Crompton goes charging into a tackle. Stokes. Gregory might just keep it in play and does keep it in play. Does it come back off the Newcastle player? No. It's a Newcastle corner. Really well done. Gregory stands over it, fired towards the far post and headed in. And it's Shania Hales. Well, she doesn't know it, but she needs to carry on scoring because Izzy Goodwin has put London City ahead against Birmingham City. So she does creep a little bit closer to the top of the goal scoring chart. She has 2 this afternoon. Newcastle have 4. Really good header at the far post from Shania Hales. Just knows where the back of the net is. A brilliant return, 14 for the season. And Newcastle in firm control. Newcastle United bench just ensuring that standards and levels don't dip. Maintain it until the final whistle. They scored 6 in the reverse fixture. It's roughly 6 weeks ago. A little update of how the scores are going elsewhere then. If you are watching with the YouTube TV app, of course, you can take advantage of our multi-view where you'll get this game, Durham, Bristol City, Southampton, Charlton and Sunderland, Sheffield United. Sunderland are 1 up against Sheffield United. Charlton are 2 goals to the good away to Southampton. Durham 2 up at home to Bristol City. And in the other one that's 15 minutes behind us, the title decider, Izzy Goodwin, the league's top goal scorer, has nudged London City Lionesses ahead of Birmingham City. Back underway. 20 minutes to play. Cooper. Watts, a little nudge outside to Wardlaw. Murphy, McQuaid. A little bit short, and now the counter could be on. Here's DeHoo. Disappointing pass that Cooper can tidy back up, and now Lois Joel can fire Newcastle on the front foot again. Gregory's going to win it back. Lovely shift and turn of pace and squares it. Well defended right in front of the goalkeeper from Ellie Hack. Gregory going again. Stokes. Loads of space for Furness. Into Hales, back to Joel. Furness wants it back. Hales gets it back, and Shania Hales has a hat-trick. A special player, a gifted goal scorer, a difference maker time and time again. Shania Hales has 3, Newcastle have 5. Really lovely build-up play from Newcastle United and a really clever finish. Well, maybe, just maybe, the Golden Boot isn't quite decided yet. Hales now will be on 15. Goodwin will be on 16. Quite brilliant return from both. Cooper's header away. Here's Primmer. Little wondrous dribble herself. Lovely ball out as well. Oh, flags up for offside. Cooper. Stokes. Gregory asked quite a lot there by Demi Stokes. Oh, quick feet from Newell, who is fouled by Gregory. Flicked forward by Newell. Stokes does just about keep it in play. Here's Dahu, has made a positive impact since coming off the bench. Out towards the far post. Bounces all the way through though, and Murphy can lash it clear. McQuaid. There's the first and second one, and Joel can take it away from Toland. Murphy. Into Joel. Cooper. Stokes. Little slide ball was aimed towards Hales, but Gregory can pick up the pieces. Stokes into Hales. Gregory. Good build-up play again. Murphy. Little nutmeg from McQuaid and volleyed clear. The idea was to try and get Crompton in behind quickly. Now Williams. Primmer outside. Here is Tia Primmer. Only one player to pick out in the box, and that is Crompton. Does pick out Crompton. Nice build-up play. Good delivery in as well. And Cooper just about did enough, I think, to be in the eye line. Farrah Crompton and couldn't find a way past Claudia Moan. Furness. Dugdale able to step across. Katie Barker being readied for Newcastle United. You can see at the top of your picture now. Here's Cooper. Watt. Murphy. Little nudge inside, but Toland is the only player within 5 or 6 yards of it. There's one back again, high up the pitch by Newcastle. Here's Furness. Stokes. Gregory, little flick round the corner, but not quite enough on it for Stokes to retain. Dahu can step across and then Soper can swipe it clear. Again, tidily done by Tia Prima. Taylor. Tackled by Charlotte Wardlaw, and it's out for a throw-in, which will signify the change. Emily Murphy replaced by Katie Barker. First touch of the ball for Barker. Into Joel. McQuaid. Hales somehow trying to hold off Ellie Hack, but it's the Blackburn defender who comes away with it and carries on a run as well. Gregory gets back ahead of Dugdale and now has a little bit of space to play in, does Freya Gregory. What? Flick ball over the top, and now there's space for Barker. It's a good ball across as well. A little bit of indecision between goalkeeper and defence, and Blackburn don't fully clear. Barker with another attempt now. Wardlaw. Williams. Crompton's going to chase and might get in here. Referee might have a decision to make. No. Coming together between Cooper and Crompton, and for a second that looked like it might have been a foul on Farrah Crompton to me. Not too many appeals. Referee wasn't forthcoming with any conversation about foul play. She was happy to let it flow. Game's only stopped because Deanna Cooper in that did take a hit. Like it might have been where she fell awkwardly. Another Blackburn change with a little under 10 to play as Maria Edwards takes to the field in place of Chloe Williams. Dahu, lovely slide ball into Crompton, and then flags up for offside. Good tackle by Watt anyway, but flags up for offside against Blackburn's number 7. Wardlaw. Oh, off the back of Lois Joel and into the path of Emma Taylor. Here's Lucy Newell. Taylor. Compton is onside. No, she isn't. Here's Watt. Now Joel. Wardlaw and now Furness. McQuaid. Bit of space now for Charlotte Wardlaw. Good delivery in as well. Oh, the goalkeeper's lost it. Hales. And the easiest chance of the afternoon for the player who's found the back of the net 3 times. Doesn't find it in that instance. Not a moment that Poppy Soper will want to watch back. Not a moment that Shania Hales will want to watch back. Primmer. Dugdale. Final 5 minutes of this Barclays Women's Championship season. Newcastle with 5 to show for it this afternoon. They won the reverse fixture 6-0. They're absolutely asserting themselves in this division. McQuaid back to Gregory. Furness, great feet. Asking Hales to chase. Lucy Newell's going to nudge it back to Poppy Soper. Keeps the calmness and composure from the back. Dugdale. Joel. Foul given against Lois Joel. Much to the bemusement of Newcastle's number 22. Well, the big cheer that you can hear is because Grace Donnelly is going to be given the final few moments of this season in between the sticks instead of Claudia Moan. Really nice gesture from Becky Langley. It's not going to happen just yet because Blackburn are taking it quickly. Dugdale. Here comes that change then. Really nice moment. Claudia Moan, who's played every minute of every game in the Championship so far this season, is going to make way. And Grace Donnelly is going to make her Championship debut. Clearly a very popular figure. She gets a rousing reception and gets the armband as well. Really nice moment. Really, really nice moment for Newcastle number 1. Chance of one of their own being sung out. Hales. The Who. Prompton with the effort. The Who trying to work it as well. Still not fully clear. Now Newcastle could be on the counter. Here goes Joel. Oh, really nicely done, Lois Joel. She has absolutely run the game in the middle of the park for Newcastle today. Prompton. Flag has stayed down this time. Through on goal. Oh, that could be a penalty. I think that will be a penalty. And it is a penalty. Olivia Watt with the foul on Farrah Crompton. Well, Grace Donnelly has really been brought into this game. Only been on the pitch a matter of moments. Now has the moment. She probably wouldn't have hoped she'd been given in terms of having to face a penalty. Already an iconic figure at the football club. This would only cement, underline, and emphatically grow that legend status. Oh, it's really nicely tucked away. It's the captain's goal from Tyler Toland. Gave Grace Donnelly absolutely no chance, and Blackburn are off the mark for the afternoon. Something for their supporters to cheer. A really, really nice penalty. Fizzed into the bottom corner. And as we enter the final exchanges of the season, something for the Blackburn fans to enjoy. Nearly a minute into the 6 added on at the end of the 90. Here's Newell. It could be another opportunity. Just fired wide from Edwards. It's a corner. Oh, I've said this is the most unpredictable league in the world. Well, I don't even think the Championship could muster up a 6-goal swing in 6 minutes, but a goal now will have maybe a couple dreaming. The Who with the delivery. Good delivery as well, and just flicked away at the far post. I think that was Furness got an important touch on it, and now Gregory can swipe it clear. Here's Stokes. Barker. Furness. Deflection will find its way through to Poppy Soper. Here's Watts. Nice carry forward, but then into the midriff, and Edwards can try and fire forward only as far as Anna Cooper, who has been superb at the back for Newcastle today. Scored a goal, made one as well. Wardlaw. Wardlaw. Joel. Won't be given up there by Barker or Hales, but Soper has come out and smothered. Dugdale under pressure, is going to have to go back to the goalkeeper, and Hales' eyes very nearly lit up. Clearance is not fully away, but fall kindly for Dahu. Oh, it's a lovely ball as well. Crompton could be in. What narrows the angle, and Donnelly comes across. Farrah Crompton took a bit of contact in that challenge, and it's in a bit of discomfort by the look of things. She looks in a lot of pain. This would be a really horrible end to what's been a good game of football and a promising season for both. Hope it's just one of those impact ones where pain subsides after a couple of minutes, but Farrah Crompton, who has made an impact since coming on off the substitutes bench for Blackburn. We're in the closing stages across the league this afternoon, across the championship as well for the season. Durham, Charlton and Sunderland all looking like they're 2-0 winners this afternoon. Not that far away from the conclusion. It will be a promising start, a 5th place finish for Newcastle United on their return to the second tier. 3 points off of third, only 6 points off of second. They'll be very pleased with that. Blackburn Rovers have finished comfortably clear of Sheffield United at the bottom of the table. They'll be hoping for something a bit more promising next season. Certainly from a Newcastle perspective, plenty of positives to take. 5-1 finish to the season. 6-0 winners not that long ago either. They'll be very, very pleased with a season of steps forward. Obviously the football club as a whole has taken on new ambition and new hope over the past 2.5 years. Certainly for Becky Langley, a summer of preparation and planning, and I would assume ambition to attack the top of the league. There is the difference maker really today. Shania Hales with a really well taken hat-trick. Goal that opened the scoring in the 12th minute. And then a quick fire double, 69 and 73 to complete the treble. That was after Freya Gregory had made it 2 and Deanna Cooper had nodded in from a corner for 3. Tyler Toland then getting the chance from 12 yards after Farrah Crompton was brought down, and she is still down receiving medical treatment. This doesn't look like a good end to the season. Not the end anyone would have wanted. She's been a really important player for Blackburn this season. Has made a real impact since coming off the bench this afternoon. And a really sad end to Blackburn Rovers afternoon and Blackburn Rovers season. You just hope that with the off-season, whatever the injury is, the recovery time is swift, and we see Farrah Crompton back on the field sooner rather than later. But the lengthy stoppage that we've had suggests that we're not going to see any more from Blackburn's number 7 this afternoon. The boot is off and the stretcher's out. So I'm sure you will join us in sending our very best wishes to Blackburn's number 7. It's yeah, quite a lengthy stoppage, and not a very nice way for Farrah Crompton's season to end. We do wish her a speedy recovery. Blackburn players that are surrounding her look understandably concerned for their friend and colleague. I think we're probably going to have another 3 or 4 minutes once the game does restart. Obviously, that is not the important part here. Certainly the fact that the result is already decided and there's a player that is in a lot of discomfort certainly takes centre stage. Do have full-time scores elsewhere in the Championship this afternoon. Then Durham and Bristol City has finished with Durham 2-0 winners. Beth Heppel and Mary Lambert with the 2 goals there. Southampton have been beaten 2-0 by Charlton. Rowan Bradley with a quick-fire double on 60 and 62 to win for Charlton Athletic on the South Coast. And then Sunderland with Dale and then Emily Scarr with what proved to be the winner, because Robinson 90+3 consolation for Sheffield United would have made it a little bit of a scary end, but Sunderland come out winners there. And as it stands, London City Lionesses will win the Championship. They are still 2-1 up against Birmingham. They were a 15-minute start time behind us, so there's still a couple of minutes in it. As we now get the rousing reception for Blackburn's number 7, Farrah Crompton, who we all wish a very, very speedy return to the pitch. So although the clock says 102.5, I think we're probably going to make 105 minimum here. We had 6 minutes added when Crompton was through on goal, and it's almost a coming together under the tackle when she had the shot that caused the injury. Really sad way for the season to end, and in fact the referee has blown the full-time whistle. Understandably, quite a subdued end to what has been a really good game of football and a really emphatic Newcastle United win. Shania Hales with a hat-trick, Freya Gregory and Deanna Cooper with the other goals before Tyler Toland scored a consolation penalty for Blackburn Rovers. A really good end to the season for Newcastle United, who will have hopes on an even loftier finish next campaign. It's finished here at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 1, Newcastle United 5. Let's have a look how the game unfolded and how the tie was decided on the final weekend of the Barclays Women's Championship. It was Demi Stokes who hung one up for a really clever header to open the scoring from Shania Hales. Really brilliant header to open the scoring. Cooper with a long searching diagonal that had been working all afternoon. Picked out Gregory. Gregory picked out the far post, quite literally. Brilliant finish from Newcastle's number 11. Gregory again involved, this time laying it on for Cooper, who laid it on for her a minute ago. Deanna Cooper nodding in from close range for Newcastle's third. Gregory again the provider, this time for Hales' second, peeled off the far post and nodded it in. Newcastle 4-0 up, and the fifth was the best of the bunch. Wonderful build-up play, exquisite finish. What a way to seal your hat-trick for Shania Hales. And then Farrah Crompton, who came on as a substitute, made a real impact, won the penalty. And the Blackburn captain, Tyler Toland, dispatched it with aplomb. Really good finish. It's only a consolation, but something for Blackburn fans to cheer on a sunny afternoon at Ewood Park. What a way to finish the Barclays Women's Championship season. It's finished here, Blackburn Rovers 1, Newcastle United 5.